together. So the ones that we're going to gather is the super elite. Okay, and they're going to lose everything in that moment. Where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever, which means a long time, all right? Because their torment is going to come by way of slavery. And that's all I'm going to read on that.
Yeah, that's why Yahushua gave the parable about Lazarus and the rich man, because that represented these elites, going into slavery, and then their children after them. So everything is already set up in the scriptures, But that whole situation happened with the Renaissance, it coming back into these devils coming back into power, because that was prophecy. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and I started 5. It says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things," because these things were already told. Paul, the Apostle Paul, spoke about these things, and Yahushua told his disciples certain things that they weren't able to bear at the time. It says, "And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time." Why? Because he was supposed to do a certain amount of wickedness for a certain period of time before he could actually be manifested. And the mystery of iniquity went back to the Romans back then, the Roman Empire. Those Roman Edomites. It says, "And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work." So it was already in power back then, and the wickedness was already going on, and this deception. We're revealing it now, right now, because back then, the devil was always the devil, They were always a bunch of liars, But now, it was a point of, it was a period of time where they were shut down. They couldn't do it. They couldn't deceive anymore. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy." We're the spirit of his mouth, because we're the ones that's out there telling you that these devils, what they've done, that they've have set themselves up to be the Most High, that they set themselves up to be Yahushai, and all those different pictures that you have out there is proof. Because there's no other nation really out there that is putting up worldwide a picture of themselves being the Messiah or the Son of the Most High. It's the so-called white man that's done that. And it's been embedded so much in these people's mind that when you speak against it, or you say that the Lord is really a black man, they'll look at you like you're crazy, like you got 3 heads. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders." And these devils have been lying to the people, and that's why another thing that they're trying to do is this thing called Project Bluebeam, where they're supposedly going to show all the different pictures of all the different so-called messiahs of all these different nations, and then at the end, all those different, Hare Krishna and Buddha and all that, at the end, they're supposed to all come together, and they're going to come into one person, because that's part of their magic, part of their deception. But it's not going to work on the elect. Yahushua said, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. It says,
plus Yahushua said how he's coming back, from one end of the heaven.
And like I said, I observe everything, man. You Jakes that I see, you Latin tribes and you Jakes, you can see, man, that the lights are not on upstairs, man. That they're gone, man. They're like in a trance. They don't see it, man. And like I said, if you can't see it, you're supposed to perceive whether a man is open to this or not, man. If they're open to it, you speak to them. If they're not, you just keep it going, keep it moving, man. And a lot of you are going to be deceived. You're just going, whatever this man give you, you're just going to take it, because you're not going to know any better. And that chip thing, I can see, that's just my observation. I can see Jake's fighting over that damn chip, man. Fighting, jumping the line, especially you women and your children. they're going to set it up so nice. They're going to have certain celebrities to push it that you won't take it, man. Or they'll have you taking it. They'll probably have it up in concerts, at the Jay-Z concert. Yeah. Get the chip. Yep. And as you leaving, half price if you get the chip. You're going to be lining up to get that damn chip, man. You want to get your welfare, your food stamps, your Section 8 and so forth. You got to get your WIC, your EBT. You got to get that chip.
I got a precept for you. Okay. Yeah, because you mentioned about Project Bluebeam, and they're going to say, have these different gods all coming together, these so-called gods, and Jesus being one of them. Well, his name is Yahushua, and this is what he said. This is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, beginning at the 25th verse. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. So they might have that Project Bluebeam vision in the desert. Go to the desert and meet Jesus. It says, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So what is that talking about? That's talking about them chariots, man. When the chariots come from the east, heading to the west, because it says, every eye shall see him. So everybody on the planet Earth, they're going to see those chariots that Yahushua is coming in. And the chariots are going to come with, like I said, laser beams of fire. And it's going to be zapping people, killing people. And at the same time, it's going to be delivering the elect. Because the scriptures say that the Lord is coming to deliver his elect. So again, for as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And that's how he's coming back.
And now we're going to go into our topic. We're going into a number of things about the destruction. But we're going to constantly bring you this destruction, the updates, on the mark, the destruction, Armageddon. Anyway, this is Deuteronomy 21:10, because there was a video that Sarnetta put up a couple of weeks ago, and Captain Tazariak was in the video, and there was another individual, a dark-skinned man. I believe he's like an exercise coach or something. His last name is Small, the brother Smalls or whatever. And he was saying, yeah, I heard this particular Israelite group talking about we're going to rape white women in the kingdom. Now, Tazariak heard, he was standing right there. Tazariak should have said, yeah, well, they're right. Okay, because this guy's getting emotional about the fact that we're going to rape women of the other nations. Well, Esau did that to our women. Yeah. But anyway, this is some scriptures on that, man. It says, see, like we said before, you've been in America too goddamn long, okay? It says, Deuteronomy 21:10, when thou goeth forth, and that's why you got to know the Hebrew, you got to know these root words, all right? You got to know you got to know some Greek, you got to know about maps, some Latin, and the Most High got to open your mind up, man. Because a lot of these guys, these Israelite groups, they touch the surface. That's right. Spirit's got to sup with you. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh the Most High have delivered them into thine hands, and that's what's going to happen when our kingdom comes, because the Most High said he's going to fight our battles. So he's going to send down the Yahweh and the angels, and they're going to destroy this place, all right? And then after the smoke is clear, we're going to gather them up, and we're going to shackle them up, just like they shackled us up. It says shackles on their feet. Matter of fact, get that. And Yahweh, the Most High, have delivered them into thine hands, and that's what we're looking for. This is how our kingdom is going to be set up. When power is transferred, all right, from one sovereign to another sovereign. So the sovereign that's in the power seat would be Esau. So the transferring of power will go from Esau to Jacob. Matter of fact, give me that in the Apocryphy. You know what I want. That's why they try to outlaw that Apocrypha, man. Oh, that ain't a part of the Bible. You know why? Because of this particular scripture right here. Go ahead and read that, Apostle.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
I want you to read that again.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
We have the time. You have the time of Esau. Okay, that's a new. Yeah, the time of Esau. So we've been in the time of Esau. The time of Esau goes back during the time of the pagan Roman Empire, all right, until the pagan Roman Empire was dissolved, and then you had a transfer of power where you had Jake ruling, which the scholars, the biblical historians, religious historians, referred to as the Holy Roman Empire. And then when it went from the pagan Roman Empire to the Holy Roman Empire, that's when Jake was ruling, even though Jake didn't get it right. And that was 1,000-year rule. So the power was transferred back unto us as a people. And then after 1,000 years, according to the scriptures, Revelation 20 and other scriptures, many other scriptures, power was transferred back to Esau. Key word, key name, Cristobal Colon, what's a Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. And then you had many others. Then you had the Bourgeois family that was living during that time. Roderick Bourgeois, or some call him Rodrigo Bourgeois, and his son, Cesare Bourgeois, which the pictures of sweet Jesus, that's Cesare Bourgeois, which, by the way, came back in the reincarnation, we believe, as David D. Rothschild. And Rodrigo came back as, was it Elin Rothschild, okay? So the power was taken from us and transferred unto them from the time of Columbus even up until this day. So we're talking 500 years. So now there's going to be a new transfer of power. Read that again, Ak.
It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
What shall be the parting asunder of the times? The parting of the asunder of the times is right now. We're in that time. We're in the transitioning period, man. And the super elite know that, man. And this is getting this little thing that we got on YouTube, man. This is getting the people, man. This is getting the people. So they're sending out their agents, they're sending out their spies, they're sending out people to counter act what we're doing with some false, because it's getting out of hand now. And then you can't take it back because it's already in the minds of the people. And you know it's coming. You that's why you had your scholars, you read the scriptures, and then you read about the ark, the Noah's Ark, where it landed in Mount Ararat. And then the reason why you took your scholars and your archaeologists and your what else can you, and your scientists, and you went over there is to do what? Is to confirm whether this Bible is true. Okay? And you know what you did? You found out there was gopher wood. You found out that there was a shape of an ark. So you know that story's true. Then you searched out other things, dug up things that King David had, and searched it with the scriptures, or filtered it through the scriptures. King Solomon, this kingdom, that kingdom, the Moabite stone. So you know, that's how you know that the scriptures is true. The mark of the beast, which we know to be, not believe, but we know to be the RFID technology with the chip. There ain't no other book it's not in the Quran. It's not in any of those Egyptian books. It's not in Nostradamus. When did Nostradamus put that in there? The Nostradamus speak about the mark of the beast or the microchip. So Nostradamus was full of shit, even though he was a Jake. All right? All right, go ahead. Read that again.
It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Go ahead.
Okay. It says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So basically, going way back to the birth of Jacob and Esau, that was the beginning of everything. Because Esau was the beginning, that's why he came out first, and Jacob had his heel, which represented that in process of time, Jacob is going to bring Esau down. You know, so that's what we're right now. We're at that point. That's why the Lord said in the book of Daniel 7 that the saints shall take the kingdom. So we're at the point now where this devil's going down and we're coming up. You know, it's somewhat similar to what was going on towards the end of the pagan Roman Empire, where the actual Romans, the Edomites, were going down and Jake was coming up. But this time is being set up in righteousness, not like it was back then. All right, I got a quick precept here. This is 2nd Ezra 4 and 37.
Yeah, I got one for you too.
It says, By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. So these devils, they had to accomplish the things that they accomplished. That's why the Most High said that he's a long suffering, because he has to sit back and wait for this devil to do what he has to do in order for the Most High to smash him, so to speak.
Yeah, measure of time. And this devil knows his time is almost up. That's why in Revelation 12 and 12, it says, He shall come down with great wrath, knowing he have but what? A short time. So he knows his time is up. And plus, he's seeing us out there, and this word is growing and growing, you know, exponentially. And, you know, that bothers him. I got a precept here, the book of 1 Corinthians 15 and 24, it says, Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father. And that's talking about Yahushua, right? Even the Father, which that's talking about the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. And that includes who? The so-called white man. So Yahushua is really coming to put you down.
Yeah, I gotta read this lyric from Prince. All right, this is from All Seven, and we'll watch them fall. Right, and it says, I'm gonna just read some of the lyrics. They stand in the way of love, and we will smoke them all with an intellect and a savoir-faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. So he basically talk about what we're going to do, you know?
Yeah, going back to scripture, it says, then cometh the end. And, you know, Esau knows, you know, Esau, in particular, the elite of Esau, whatever you call them, the Illuminati, the secret council of the wicked, the Bilderbergers, whatever you call them, they know their end is coming, you know. It says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, that's talking about Yahushua. Even the Father, which is talking about Yahweh. When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. So who is that talking about? That's talking about the so-called white man. So when Yahushua comes, he's coming to put you down, man.
That's why I said he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Yeah, that's why he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords.